What up, everybody? Reese Margan here. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I just got finished with a run over to Orakawa Bay at Waihi Beach. Pumped myself up in the morning, did my affirmations, did my morning ritual, used my language to make sure that my intention is set for the day. I'm going to fuck shit up and have an amazing day. So, today is a combination of the last three videos. I had to do those three first because, hey Kate, hey Bradley, how you doing, bro? Fiona, good to see you. When you're coming in, if you're watching me live or if you're watching me on a recording, where are you coming in from? Tell me what city. I'd love to see where people are coming in from. Is it Perth? Is it New Zealand? Is it Greece? I know we've got a lot of people watching me from around the world, so let me know where you're coming in from. Just post it in the comments below. So today is a combination of the last three videos. So this is Happiness and Success Creation Series, episode 6. This is a 10-episode series based on techniques and strategies that you can use to massively improve your happiness in life and to put you on the path to success. So today's episode is about emotional detachment and perpetual happiness. So the last three videos were don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about you, the law of focus and what you focus on expands, and also how to use your language to reprogram your brain. If you haven't seen those three, I still watch this video, but go back and watch those three. It'll be on my YouTube channel, Happiness and Success Creation Series, Reese Margan. And those three all come together to create this ability that we're going to talk about today. And it's this ability today that will allow you to create perpetual happiness no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what's happening to you, no matter what comes about and slaps you in the face and sets you back. The last three videos combined with today's one will give you the ability. Don't get me wrong, it takes practice to master this technique, but will give you the ability to ultimately master yourself, master your internal state, and master who you are as a person, and really take control of your life, because you finally understand that nothing is good or bad, only thinking makes it so. There is no such thing as a positive or negative experience. It's only the focus that you put in your mind that makes it positive or negative. Cool. So first and foremost, what emotional detachment from outcome and perpetual happiness? Emotional detachment from outcome, in the simplest sense, means anything can happen to you, amazingly good or amazingly bad, however you want to perceive it, and your inner state is never affected. Your mental calm is never affected. Your ability to keep this on here genuinely does not go anywhere. You have the ability to control yourself completely. Okay? Perpetual happiness, well, I mean, that's it, isn't it? Understanding that you are the controller of your own life, and ultimately you have a decision on whether to be happy or unhappy. And an external circumstance or experience has no control over who you are as a person. Kate coming in from Ireland, Bradley, Perth, Taylor, Georgie, Elizabeth, Amy, Jenny, good to see you. So, we all get fucking wound up by too much shit. That's life, isn't it? There's so much stuff going on in our lives that get into our minds and that set us back and piss us off and make us angry and get us upset and make us happy and make us sad and make us frustrated and jealous and envious and all these other emotions that are going on inside you. And ultimately, nothing makes you happy, sad, angry, frustrated, envious, jealous. You decide to be these things. So we're going to touch on neuro-linguistic programming, and this one here is really for my business owners that are watching me either now or on YouTube, my business coaching clients. This one will be your secret to success. Your ability to stay up here rather than letting the roller coaster of business and entrepreneurship take you up and down is your ability to create success and happiness for yourself and for everybody else in your life. So, emotional detachment. Ultimately, neuro-linguistic programming plays a massive part here, and I'm going to touch on it briefly and a brief explanation of how to use it. Now, this comes down to the last 3 videos. As I said, what you focus on, using your language to reprogram your brain, and ultimately not giving a fuck what anybody thinks about what you say or do for your life. But neuro-linguistic programming, if you've never heard of it before, is neuro, the nervous system, linguistics, language, programming, a set of steps or a system, right? Or creating a set of steps or a system. And neuro-linguistic programming basically states that you can use your language to program your nervous system any way that you want, using your brain up here, right? So thoughts, what goes through here, thoughts create emotions, okay? So if you're thinking happy thoughts, you'll have happy emotions. If you're thinking sad thoughts, you'll have sad emotions. If you're thinking angry thoughts, you will get angry. It's impossible to be thinking with a certain thought pattern. For example, it's impossible to be thinking happy thoughts and to feel sad, because your thoughts are programming your emotions, okay? So thoughts create emotions. Emotions have an influence over the actions that you take. So if you're happy and positive and motivated, you're going to go and take happy, positive, motivated action. If you're sad, depressed, upset, then the actions that you take are going to be based upon those as well. So it comes down to understanding that controlling our thoughts will allow us to control our emotions, which will allow us to control our actions, which ultimately will influence the outcome of the life that we experience right now. Okay. So how to start practicing emotional detachment? A belief that I've solidified within myself using yesterday's episode, the last episode, using my language to reprogram my brain, is that everything that happens to me is the best thing that could have happened to me. It's about creating a subconscious belief that nothing is good or bad. There's experiences, and how we decide to react to them, and how we decide, and what focus we decide to put upon them, will create our outcome. The silver lining factor, the finding a positive in every single experience and allowing yourself to find a lesson in it and look for the positive in it, will allow you to operate from a positive position with every single experience that you have in your life. So I'm at the point now where I can have anything happen to me, absolutely anything. I could lose my legs today, and I would find the positive in that situation, and I would use it to go forwards in life. It wouldn't dim my happiness, because having legs doesn't create happiness. Having legs is just something that a lot of people have, and it's a great thing to have. But if you don't have legs, does that mean you're unhappy? No. It means I've now got a wheelchair, and I can now use my lack of legs to go out and make a fucking massive impact in the world, and maybe help people that don't have legs, right? So getting to this emotional detachment point is how we start, is by creating that subconscious thought process and using your language in the morning ritual, which we spoke about, to start programming your mind to find the positive in every single situation. I find the positive in every single situation. When things happen to me, I find the lesson, and I look for the positive outcome no matter what happens, because I know that nothing is good or bad. Only the way that I think about the experience will determine the outcome and my emotions around that experience. Okay, so start using your language, like we talked about in the last episode, to focus on, like we talked about in the episode before, only the positives in every single experience. And sure, are you going to get the negative thought processes that pop up and say, fuck, why did this happen to me? And I can't believe that person did that. Of course you are, because you can't control your thoughts, but you can put subconscious processes in place to automatically influence them as soon as you have a negative thought. I still get negative thoughts, but within 1 to 2 seconds, they're gone, because I've put processes in place to find the silver lining and to only focus on the positive in every single situation. So I don't let those negative thoughts dominate my area for more than 1 to 2 seconds. And because of that, that's why I experience perpetual happiness. That's why I experience just like this mental calm, this inner tranquility that I can just go through life with. No matter what happens, I know that it's the best thing that could have happened to me, and I'm going to go out and find the positive in the situation. How is this the best thing that could have happened to me? What is the positive in the situation? What is the lesson? What do I need to learn from this perceived negative situation? And how do I move forward with a positive outlook so that this situation doesn't actually create any negative energy? It actually allows me to create positive energy, because I know that every failure comes with a lesson and experience and learning curve. And if all my focus and belief, as we spoke about in the last episode, is only on everything being positive, then by the law of beliefs and focus, everything can only be positive. Okay, so if you want to start, hey mom, good to see you, Holly Gabrielle, Boondos, what's up, brother? So we want to start emotionally detaching from outcomes. A negative thought is 60 times more powerful than a positive thought. If you let negative energy get in up here and affect your emotions and therefore affect your actions in life, then your outcome is going to be negative. So the first steps to being able to control that inner state, the first steps to being able to have those emotions, but have processes in place to not let those emotions overrule you, is obviously starting to use your language to focus on the positives. If you need to watch the morning ritual video again, go and do it. You know, when I was learning this, when I was creating emotional detachment for myself, a lot of my language in the morning in my morning ritual would be, I understand that happiness comes from within, and external factors have no effect on how I feel or how I run my life. Everything is internal, and I get to decide how I'm going to feel. I am perpetually happy. I find the positive in every single situation. I focus on what I can learn in the perceived negative situation and move forward with a positive mindset. Thoughts create emotions. Happy thoughts, positive focus, happy emotions, positive focus, right? Positive actions, positive lifestyle. It really comes down to, it really is as simple as starting to get control of those thoughts, that inner state. All right. So this is exciting, because once we understand that we are ultimately the creators of our own reality, and we have the ability to use our language, these tools that we've been given, to completely and 100% dominate everything within our existence, it takes away the victim mentality of, sorry, somebody's just calling me. Kristen. I'm on a live, Kristen. You should be watching me, brother. One of our coaches. Okay, so it allows us to detach, right? Because if everything's positive and everything has a positive swing, you start to practice removing negative emotions. And look, don't get me wrong, it takes practice. It's taken me, I think it took me at least 18 months to 2 years from the conceptualization of the idea of, okay, there's such a thing as not letting anything affect you, to 2 years later, nothing affects me. So it's a long journey, and it's not an easy journey, but it is simple, and it is as simple as changing your focus and changing your beliefs and using your language. So guys, if you're watching me and you're my business owners, this is so imperative. Like, building a business is easy, is simple, when the focus is correct, when the belief processes are correct. And entrepreneurs, if you are watching me, we take on greater than average risk to create greater than average results. You know, being an entrepreneur means more emotion. Being an entrepreneur means experiencing more of the shit that people don't want to experience. You got to put yourself out there. You got to risk. You got to take chances. You've got to experience rejection. You've got to experience emotions on a whole other level than what general population or just employees have to experience, because you got to go out there and do shit for you, and you got to take actions that are hard and that people aren't going to enjoy you actually taking. And this can destroy people. This can destroy business owners and entrepreneurs because of what we call the emotional roller coaster. So today's episode, focusing on finding the positive and the silver lining in every single situation, and allowing yourself to start to detach emotionally from situations, and rather than rather than letting your emotions overrule you and basing your actions off your emotions, what you do is you use your mind to control and install new subconscious thought processes that actually influence which way your thoughts go, so that you have complete control over your emotions. And when you have complete control over your emotions, you obviously, therefore, in the chain of thoughts, emotions, actions, have complete control over your actions, which gives you complete control over the outcome of your whole life. And this is how you create what I call perpetual happiness, a perpetual inner calm, a resilience in your mental state, your inner state, your self-mastery that doesn't allow for anything except for success focus, positive focus. And when you do this, this is when you will ultimately be able to create anything that you want in your life, because no negative thought processes mean no negative emotions, mean no negative actions, right? Only positive thought processes means only positive emotions, means only positive actions, means only a positive lifestyle, only success, only creating exactly what you want out of life. So it starts with the thought processes, it starts with your language, it starts with beginning to focus on finding the silver lining, the positive, and the amazing thing about every experience that you have, no matter how you may perceive it or how negative that you think it may be. They're the last of the human freedoms. Viktor E. Frankl, who wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning, he was a prisoner in a death camp, Auschwitz. He was a prisoner in Auschwitz, and he found that he was an acclaimed psychologist as well. He found that he could find complete happiness and complete fulfillment and inner calm within Auschwitz, even with all of the shit they were doing to them, even with all of the experiments that they were doing to these people in Auschwitz. He calls it the last of the human freedoms. And the last of our human freedoms is our ability to decide whatever the fuck we want to decide about our life. Our ability to decide how we're going to react to something, how we're going to feel about something. External circumstances don't create your emotions. Stop blaming, right, on things making you feel a certain way, because they don't. Ultimately, you decide to let that thing make you feel a certain way. In today's episode, I hope it's got into some of your heads who are watching me, is that you are all powerful. You have creative power. You have the ability to decide how you want to think, therefore how you want to feel, therefore how you want to act, and therefore ultimately exactly what your life is going to look like. Guys, if you want to reach out to me, fucking do it. Man, not many people message me after these videos, eh? Like, if you want to fucking find success, message me. I'm happy to help. I don't do all this shit for free and then expect people to not message me. Like, reach out to me. Like, if you want to help with this shit, reach out to me and we'll put a plan together, and I'll teach you how to get your emotions in check, and how to detach, and how to find happiness, and how to be fucking amazing. My name's Reese Margan. I hope that helps. Episode 6 out of 10. Next, I think the next episode is reflections, and reflecting on yourself and self-awareness, and analyzing your life and seeing what can be better and how to improve and everything like that. Look, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was more of a lower energy one, but I feel I needed to be serious and really make a point here that you are all powerful and have all the ability to choose and decide whatever the fuck you want for your life. Your task now, your mission now, if you choose to accept it, is to go out and start using this inner state to focus on only the positives, and to find your happiness in life where you are right now, and to understand that you get to decide whatever you want. You get to decide however the fuck you want your life to go.